slaves worked all the hours they were awake. I think, like, if they can do it, so can I.
Have 4 jobs. Wendy's, Walmart, your side hustle, work. Imagine not doing anything fun or going anywhere for the next 8 years, including Saturday and Sunday. That's what I did.
We have a problem. We are living in a society where overworking and being busy is like a badge of honor. Just yesterday, a friend posted to me that she was so busy. She averaged 4 hours of sleep a night for the last 2 weeks. And she wasn't complaining. She was proud of the fact. She's not alone. From the moment we wake up, we are always in a rush to get the next thing done. You wake up, check your phone, take coffee, rush to work, and if you're lucky, you get at least 1 hour to go to the gym. And before you know it, the day is over. But when do we ever take time to just exist, to do nothing? We have all been basically brainwashed to believe that we all have to work hard or we are not a value in society. Being unproductive has become so stigmatized that people who do not meet the quote-unquote productive standards are seen as lazy, unmotivated, and unpassionate. Hustle culture is a modern concept where people excessively overwork themselves at the cost of their physical and mental health. It promotes the idea that to reach certain goals, you have to have extreme level of dedication. The concept of overworking has been there for centuries. Let's go back to the 16th century where the Protestant work ethic emerged. John Calvin, the leader of the movement, stressed that hard work was a calling from God. This idea, of course, appealed to many individuals. You didn't have to be a monk and you could engage in worldly careers like being a trader, a blacksmith, or a barber and still serve God. Calvin took the idea even further with the notion that success in worldly pursuits should be a sign of divine favor. Calvin's followers, the Puritans, were also deeply against any form of sensual pleasure, that whatever they achieved, they reinvested it diligently, resulting to an ever-growing capital. This ideology laid the foundation of industrialization in Europe in the 19th century. The Industrial Revolution was a severe economic system that required a disciplined workforce that could work for many hours for low wages, resulting in the emergence of modern capitalist spirit. Under the capitalist system, the pressure to produce as much as you can became the new normal that equated a person's worth to their level of productivity. We are expected to work beyond our capacity, regardless of our well-being, to succeed in the capitalist society. You often hear the slogan, no pain, no gain, or there's no free lunch. Suffering helps us grow emotionally because whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. However, the lifestyle that hustle culture and toxic productivity promote results in burnout, depression, anger, and unfulfillment. And this is partly because social media causes us to chase glamorous lives as we compare ourselves not only to the people around us, but to billionaires and millionaires that take up the better part of the media space. The idea of one day becoming the next Jeff Bezos or the next Elon Musk or the next Kardashian is very attractive, even though the likelihood of becoming a billionaire, a celebrity, or even a millionaire is quite scarce. The sad truth is that even if you are to achieve these things, it would not make us happy. We will never be satisfied. In the modern world, capitalism and the psychology behind consumerism is the motivation behind the compulsion to work to buy more things. To keep the economy growing, people have to keep spending money. Therefore, the marketing industry continues to put enormous amounts of resources into making people feel like they need to buy more products to be happy. Unfortunately, when the happiness feeling wears off, we need another new thing to feel that joy again. It is never enough. You graduate college, you're hired at your dream job, you get a promotion, you buy a new car, but once the excitement passes, you realize that you're not any happy than you were before. This is what psychologists call the hedonic adaptation. It is a concept that no matter what happens, good or bad, you'll always go back to your initial level of happiness. This is actually a good thing because it forces us to stop chasing the next big thing and live a life that makes us happy. We often work long hours thinking that we'll get more done. However, a famous Stanford research paper showed that people who worked 70 hours a week did not achieve more than people who worked 56 hours per week. This is because we can only do about an hour of focused work at a time on average. Also, we tend to make a task length stretch the amount of time available to do it. Therefore, working long hours can lead to inefficiencies like taking a whole day to complete a task that would have been done in a few hours, with breaks of course. Furthermore, many people claim that they enjoy work or they feel better when they are being productive. But this is partly because of cultural conditioning that shames people into working hard. The reality is that overworking has negative impacts on our mental and physical health. Another disadvantage of prioritizing productivity above everything else is that it tends to make technologies that enable productivity like your smartphone an integral part of our daily lives. One major impact of the frequent use of technology is that it allows work to seep into our personal lives when we're off the clock. Smartphones and laptops enable us to stay connected 24/7, and as a result, there's more pressure to respond to work emails and phone calls even when you are meant to be enjoying life. This means that there's is less separation between on-job time and off-job time, and many of us feel like we can never fully relax. Light emitted from screens tricks our brains into thinking that it's daytime and therefore it's time to be alert. This hinders the release of the hormone melatonin, which helps us sleep. Additionally, digital device notifications stimulate a psychological fight or flight response, which releases stress hormones. Simply having a smartphone near you and therefore having the possibility of receiving a notification can distract you from being present. To be honest, not engaging in hustle culture can be hard, but not impossible. So how can we live a healthier and more fulfilling life? Celeste Headley, the author of the book Do Nothing: How to Break Away from Overworking, Overdoing and Underliving, suggests that the first thing we should do is to change our mindset around time and productivity by increasing our awareness of how we spend our time. By tracking how you spend your day, you're likely to discover that you have more time than you thought you had to get everything done. Realizing that you have enough time to get all the essentials done will greatly reduce your stress levels and anxiety around time. It might also help to pinpoint aspects of your schedule you'd like to change. For example, you might notice that you spend too much time on social media or shopping online or writing emails than you thought you did. You also have to realize that you're more important than the things you're trying to achieve. Perhaps you want to feel healthier, so you start a strict exercising routine. However, if missing a session makes you feel stressed, or you force yourself to go even when you don't feel like physically up to it, the activity can become counterproductive to your initial goal. Instead, it might be better for your health to keep a schedule that is flexible and you can take things off when your body needs rest. Another thing, do more focused work so that you can work fewer hours while getting the same amount done. If you have a flexible schedule, work for about 50 minutes at a time, followed by a 10 minutes short break to recharge. You can also work for blocks of 25 minutes of focused work sessions, followed by a 5-minute break, because the accompanying stress and exhaustion from overworking is not worth the career-related benefits that you may or may not receive. It's crucial for us to develop a sense of identity and self-worth outside of work. Schedule leisure time away from your screen. Anything that is purely for enjoyment, like going for a walk, reading outside, doing a craft, playing a musical instrument, gardening, something that you cannot sell on Etsy. Having these periods of rest is essential because it improves mental health and activates a state of mind known as the default mode network, DMN. DMN activates when your brain isn't working on a task. And in this state, we naturally process emotions and decisions, reflect on memories, think about how others feel, and daydream about the future. DMN sparks creativity and growth since our brain is free to consider things from new angles. Another way to improve your well-being and to avoid the trap of overworking is to schedule social time and make effort to interact with people. While many of us, I included, use technology to avoid conversations and small talk with strangers and acquaintances. These small interactions, like chatting with your delivery person, improves your health and makes you feel more relaxed. Deeper relationships are also important, so set aside time to regularly catch up with your friends and stay connected with your loved ones. Another thing you can do is do small acts of kindness every day to counter the lack of social connection and mental well-being that overworking causes. This could include cooking a meal for your loved ones or something small like giving a sincere compliment to a stranger. Showing kindness and generosity towards others not only helps the person receiving it, but it also makes us feel happier and less stressed. Not engaging in hustle culture does not mean that you should not work at all. You can work hard and achieve the goals you set for yourself, but it should not be at the expense of your mental and physical health. It is possible to work hard without falling into the trap of hustle culture, because we are human beings, not human doings.